Texas Small Farmers and Ranchers CBO.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us for tonight's uh, uh, event. We are talking about land access. So very exciting. This is actually one of our more popular topics. So really excited to get going. I have my co-panelists here, Arlena Brumfield and
Hello.
Uche Ogba or Agba. I always mess up.
You got it. You got it. You got it, Phil.
Oh, I'm so used to just say Uche, man, that I feel bad. Like known you for years, I'm still messing up your name. But couple quick housekeeping items. This is recorded, so we will be sending this out to everyone. So if don't worry if you are eating dinner or something like that, no biggie. We'll get that out to you at the end. This does go no more than 90 minutes. A lot of times we end sooner. If we end sooner the better. But no more than 90 minutes, get you back to your families. We do encourage you to use the chat just to banter back and forth with anything that comes to mind during the presentation, or if you have something to share. We also will be doing a Q&A at the towards the end of the presentation to open it up for questions, which my guess there's probably going to be quite a few, but maybe not, just depends. So that's pretty much it. Before we get to our special guests, I'm going to hand it over to Uche. Oh, before I hand it over to Uche, I do want to say that Texas Small Farmers and Ranchers Community-Based Organization is an organization with the purpose of really focusing on you as a farmer, or we view a farmer as anyone who is looking to grow anything. That's what we say. So if you hear the word farmer from us, that's what that means. There's no limitation on what that looks like to us. So keep that in mind. And really, our purpose is to create info and bring you information and be a conduit for farm production, but also to really monetize your activity when it comes to farming and agriculture. So with that, I'll pass it over to Uche.
All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited for all of you to be here and joining us for our knowledge forum, our monthly knowledge forum, and our focus is land access. But first, we have some icebreakers we always love to initiate during each one of these. It's always great to learn more of our viewers and where they're from, what they grow, and what they would like to grow. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to use a poll function within Zoom, or you can also respond in the chat box. Doesn't matter. We are not taking any attendees, anything. All right, let's launch. All right, Fabio already responded. Love it, Fabio. Fabio says, hello, everyone. I am Fabio. I am from UTRGV. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks for being here, Fabio. So yeah, the first icebreaker is, where are you joining us from? So please feel free to respond in the chat or within the poll. It doesn't matter, however you feel. I usually try to give about a minute for each poll. We have 3 questions, so it should be fun just to get to know each and every one of us in here. So we have a few people answered, 4 people answered already. Fabio said, glad to be here. Thank you, Fabio. We got 7 people. Ooh, I know we got 14 people in this right now. And it seems like it's getting bigger and bigger each minute. So I'm very excited to see you all. Keisha Allen says, hello, Fabio. Antoinetta says, Dallas, Texas area. Great. Thank you for joining us. And as soon as I hit the 1 minute mark, I'm going to stop the poll and read where everyone is from. All right. Aisha, she says, hello everyone. My name is Aisha Lual, Lagos, Nigeria. Wow, great. That's where I'm from. Okay, I'm excited now. I'm excited. Okay. All right. We have some good people already in here. We have Veronica. Hey, Veronica, Lancaster, Texas. We have another guest. I don't have their name, but they're from North Texas. We have another guest from Atkins, Texas, outside of San Antonio, where chemical-free hay farm Butts Bozo, I hope I said that right, but have a home garden. We additionally, I think there's some other things you wrote on here. I cannot see it, but that's okay. Uh, Fabio, UTRGV in Edinburgh, Texas. Keisha, Allen, Texas. Another guest from Houston. Antonetta, Dallas, Texas. Another guest from Richmond. And Shaina from Austin, Texas. Wow. Thank you all so much. And I'm sure some people are on the chat as well. I already feel it. I already feel it. Kimberly Speed, Farm Ranch Plans. Nicholas, Hazlet, Texas. Man, I need to make my screen a little bigger. But no, thank y'all so much for being here. This is very exciting. It seems like we have a wider array of people from different parts of Texas and the world, apparently. So this is very, very exciting to learn. All right. Let's do the next poll. So for our next poll, it's pretty simple. We always ask, like, do you grow your own food? As Texas small farmers and ranchers, we're very committed to ensuring that everyone grows their own food or is looking to grow their own food. So if you do, say yes. If no, if it's a no, that's okay. You're here and you're here to learn how you can get started in growing your own food. So we have some people responding. Okay, we have yeses, we have nos, we have maybe. Fabio, he says, I grow my own guavas. Great, Fabio, thank you. All right, answers are in. We have 30 seconds left. Who else wants to respond? You can also say it on the chat as well. Either or, it doesn't matter. I'll give everyone another 20 seconds. But yeah, if you grow your own food, for me, I have a small little garden. You know, they always kid me because my garden is not as big as everyone in the team. But I love my herbs. I grow like rosemary, sage. You know, simple things. Simple things. I've tried growing an onion. It came out real smelly, so I stopped that for a second. But I love me a green onion. I love me some green onions. So it works out very well. It works out very well. Okay, let's see. Let's see our responses over here. Okay, view results. There we go. View results in browser. All right, let's see what are people growing. We have a bunch of yeses. A bunch of people said yes. Let's see what are y'all growing from now? Da-da. All right. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, great. Maybe. We have a maybe. That's okay. We're going to get you there. We're going to get you there. We have a no. That's all right. We're going to convince you. I think hopefully this today you get convinced to grow your food. All right, that's good. That's good. All right. And now our last icebreaker is if you choose. Oh, actually, we have someone said I grow my own guavas. Small is good. You have to start somewhere. Yes, Keisha Allen. Exactly, Keisha. Okay. Oh, you don't see Fabio? We see your responses. You don't see yours? Uh-oh. Okay, Fabio, I'm sorry. Well, I'll make sure we call out your responses. I'll make sure you call out responses. Our third icebreaker is if you grow, produce, or raise your own livestock, what do you grow? If you're not growing your own produce or taking care of livestock, what would you like to grow? So if you're familiar with us, you know that we're always pushing for either growing your own food or rearing your own animals or livestock. So, what would that be? These are short answers. You can also respond in the chat box as well. I know Arlena has just recently acquired some chickens, and I watch her TikTok. Arlena is big on TikTok, and she is showcasing every moment of their growth, and I'm very excited to see it because I love chickens. I've had plenty of chickens in my lifetime, but
Don't get too attached.
don't get that's exactly right. Not something my father said. Don't get too attached to animals.
Don't get too attached. They might be holiday roasting.
Yes. But no, yes, please answer. All right, let me look at the responses. Keisha says, love chickens. Go, Elena. Yes, we all love chickens as well. All right, let's see some responses coming in. Guest, I grow tomatoes and cucumbers on my balcony, but pray to have land and grow all my produce and have sheep and chicken. That's awesome. Veronica, I grow fruits and veggies. Would love to add a chicken or goat. LOL. Yes, definitely, definitely. Guess strawberries, tomatoes, watermelon, elderberries, cabbage, carrots successfully. Okay, all right, look at you. Yeah, hey, I want to get to that point for sure. Another guess, Kim Speed. She says, chemical-free hay farm, home garden, seasonal items. Looking forward to the fall garden. Yes, that's awesome. Keisha Allen, some of everything. I love fruits and veggies, so I grow everything in different varieties. Okay, I like to check out your garden. That's awesome. Olivet at Gmail says, right now, meat, goats, laying hens for eggs. All right. Okay. Okay. Livestock. Antonetta, I want chickens, goats, and cows. Don't we all? Don't we all? Phil could talk about a little bit of cows when he had some, but he got sheep now, so he's doing good. Another guess, chickens at some point, and Shaina, I'm sorry I'm butchering it. I do apologize, Shaina. This fall, collards, arugula, radish, cilantro, calendula, assorted flowers. What is a calendula? That's new. I don't know that.
That's a favorite of mine. I use that often in my skincare and hair products. Calendula is a
Oh,
calming herb. It soothes irritation to the
oh,
skin. It can be used to relax the body, and you can
oh.
be fed to the chickens as well.
Okay, okay. All right. Well, shoot, I'm looking. Everyone is commenting. All right, all right. It's a medicine. Calendula is a herb. You need to grow calendula Ache, you can grow herbs. All right. And I
She's saying
grow herbs.
you, Uche. She's saying
I
you,
know.
Uche,
Yeah,
and
Uche.
calendula.
I got
Yeah,
it now. So yeah, I
yeah.
do need to grow calendula. So I got excited. I heard. I was like,
See,
ooh, it
nice and
sounds
yellow
like some.
yolks.
I know, sounds something that I would want to do. All right. Thank you, Keisha. Yeah, I will do that. I will do that. Well, that concludes our icebreaker. I do appreciate each one of you for being here. We have 19 guests, y'all. 19. This is amazing. But I'm sure everyone is really interested to learn more about land access and how they can access land. So, Phil, I will push it on to you.
All right. Well, that good stuff there. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it rolling so we don't keep y'all too long, but want to introduce a couple that I actually met few years back. We were on a couple coalitions and committees, and then I had the opportunity to go out and see their place down at the bottom edge of Texas, down in Harlingen. They have a farm that's named Yahweh's All Natural Farm and Garden. It's an organic urban farm just in the outskirts of Harlingen, Texas. They also are founders of Hope for Small Farm. That is Diana and Saul Padilla. They also gave me some seeds while I was down there to plant. They actually said plant these and let it just grow wild to start collecting those seeds. So yeah, I've been doing that. My brother's got some. We planted some, and we we got about, I'd say about 10 pods going of seeds going, the families of seeds. So we're on our way. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate y'all. And we've been collaborating back and forth as organizations. And this is something that when this popped through and I saw this award go through with y'all's name on it, I was so happy because we often have conversations about the importance of our communities and us being in the driver's seat and being in control of certain things. And I guess we spoke that into existence. So congratulations on that, number one. Number two, we're going to give you the floor to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit more about the program.
Well, excited to share some of the information that we have. I am Diana Padilla, and this is my husband, Saul. And we did form Yahweh All Natural Farm and Garden from the bottom up. It was an estate sale, so he's a lifelong farmer, and I love entrepreneurship, and I like cooking. That's what I had. I had a restaurant before, so it all kind of connected together. The nonprofit came about because we believe there's so many people who want local food, and there's not enough of us growing. And the struggle to get to that point is kind of the information is there, it's just all over the place. So we need people to come together and know where, if they need information, they can find it without searching all over the place, and also finding information that's geared towards our own community, because that's another thing. What happens in another state doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen here. With the land access grant, this is a one of a kind, I thought, dream grant that was provided to us during the same time the business grant was out. And so we took a chance and we applied for this grant. And when I read it, I was like, well, I don't know if we'll get it, but I sure am going to try. And the reason I say it was a dream grant was because usually grants don't allow you to buy equipment. And this one allowed us to buy equipment. It allowed us to purchase land. So it is it's one of those just exciting to have grants. And we were the only ones that are based in Texas that got it. Plant It Forward did get it also, but through a trust. Now, let me tell you what the grant is all about. The grant is to help people who don't have land, want or probably won't be able to afford land anywhere in the near future, to have access to it. For us, we are going to make sure that they know how to manage that land. So you're gonna have to practice on a 20 by 20 space, master that 20 by 20 space, then move to a 50 by 50 and gradually graduate into up to a 2 acre that you would manage for yourself. Everything that you grow on that practicing site is yours, so you can build that history that you would need for FSA. Everyone knows that for FSA, you need to have at least 3-year history of growing and selling, and this would help you to do that. Now, the grant was awarded in June, but because it's one of those very unique grants, they didn't get all the politics in until this April that just passed. So we are barely starting the what we're going to do on the grant. We have 6 sites. If you are in our areas of those 6 areas, we can provide the practicing sites for you. So we have Mission, Texas, Donna, Texas, Santa Rosa, Texas, and Harlingen, Texas. And those are all Rio Grande Valley sites. But then we have an urban site, which is in Waco, Texas. And we have a 2-acre site in Kaufman, Texas. There's going to be future sites. There will be large sites where we're going to do communal farming. And this is what you're going to graduate into. So in the 6 sites, you're going to do your training. But then you have to think about, if I want to get into this business as a career, because I think 2 acres is good for you to grow vegetables and make money. I mean, we did it on 2 acres, and we've proven that you really can manage 2 acres. If you go beyond 2 acres, then you have to get help, and that becomes very expensive. So in the sites that we are looking for currently, we want to do Central Texas, which is looks like anywhere outside of San Antonio, Austin, and Houston. And then North Texas, which would be anywhere out beyond Dallas. these sites that we're looking for, I want you to know that have been extremely difficult to find. And if you don't have land, this is what's going to happen. The land prices have gone up skyrocket. And anything that has water access is going above 10 and 15,000 an acre. You cannot farm on that kind of prices. You can live on those kind of prices on a farm, but you cannot farm and make a living on those prices because it's too expensive. So having the grant and providing the 2 acres for someone who wanted to, when you graduate to that stage, there will be a minimum charge, but it'll be a minimal charge for the use because we want to keep this land way beyond the 5 years that the grant is going to allow us. They have told us that we're going to keep the land as long as we keep on doing what we're doing. So we're talking about as long as I can live or someone else, beyond me does the same work, right? So if you are a person that, for whatever reason, you cannot afford to get land, this is an option for you. And we want to build communities and share the tractor and share the walk-in cooler and share the marketing. I have my eye out on it's 165 acres in Honey Grove. We had one in Pleasantville, but it sold. And Pleasanton, yeah. And then I was talking today to someone, it's about 330 acres, but it's closer to Lubbock. That's how far we've had to look for property that has water and good soil to grow. So, those are the challenges that you're going to have. And we're trying to combat those challenges so that you don't give up and you continue to be in the agriculture business. Now, in these property that we're gonna, the graduating, I call them the graduating areas, you will be able to have animals as well. It's not just for vegetables. That's why we're looking for large parcels. So we have areas for animals and areas for vegetables. I'm excited. My background in real estate is benefiting me to be able to find something that would benefit you as a new farmer. The only thing that I see is that we will have to think about relocating. Is that an option for you? Is that something, that you might be interested in? We are going to be looking for monies for probably housing in the future. How do we keep people in those communities? So that's our next step. But that's what we have with the land access. We have several other grants that kind of work together. So we provide the information, we provide the training, we provide the marketing, we provide the land and the equipment. All you need to do is provide your muscles and your time. And you can get into the industry. I think it's a fantastic way for people to get in without thinking about the millions of dollars that you have to do in equipment and stuff. Because that stuff just overwhelms me how much it costs to get a tractor. Any questions from? Was that too fast?
No, that was perfect. I'm sure there's a ton of questions. So, Uche, can you explain the rules on the questions? And keep in mind, I know we have some Spanish speaking folks on here. So, you can either turn on the caption at the bottom where it says CC, or Diana and Saul also speak Spanish as well. So they'll be happy to answer in Spanish.
All right. So everyone, we do have a Q&A section as well as our chat room. I see someone is already utilizing the Q&A section. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's amazing. we will definitely respond to you first since you're the first person. But if you have any questions for Diana and Saul, please use either of these portions regarding their land access opportunity. So, we do have two questions on here already on the Q&A. We have three now. I'll start with Ola. Do you have to be a non-profit entity to participate in this program?
You know, the most wonderful part of this program is that anybody, documented, undocumented, um, just getting out of jail, kind of thing, as long as you can show us that you can handle the 20 by 20, the 50 by 50, and then graduate into those 2 acres, you're in.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay. I hope that answered your question, Ola. If it did not, please feel free to respond in the chat room. We have another question. This is from Keisha. She says, how does someone that is interested get started?
Okay, so send us a message on the Hope. I think this QR code will send you to our website. Then you can send us a message.
Bless you.
We have just started our getting our sites ready. We have inaugurated the Hoffman. We were supposed to inaugurate the Waco this weekend, but I think it's gonna rain. We're waiting for USDA to give us the okay to start digging. And once they give us the okay, because I think we have to do an inspection on land for the tribal burial sites and stuff. And then once they give us the okay, we're gonna break ground, and we have monies for drip to set up these sites for drip, for the plumbing that's needed. We have the training people in place. We have some classes that we're going to be providing for workshops. Equipment for the equipment that's going to be for the training is the same equipment that we will use on the sites, and you'll be able to use them on the bigger sites when you graduate to the bigger sites.
Okay. We got more questions pouring in. I'll try to ask them as they come in. Okay. Fabio asked, Diana, you mentioned Dallas and beyond. Dallas, what did you mean?
Well, the site from Honey Groves is about an hour and 30 minutes outside of Dallas.
North of that.
North of Dallas. If we're blessed to get that property, we are focusing the training in Kaufman, the expansion in Honey Grove, and the marketing site in Dallas. So each site, we're trying to get it as close as possible to a metropolitan area so that we can help you market your products as well.
Awesome. I saw another, I think someone asked a question in the chat, but I don't see it. All right, let's move to, Ola had a follow-up question. She's, I don't know if it's he, but it was said, I have a 9.5 acre tract already. Would I qualify faster?
Well, you could practice at home. You could do your 20 by 20, your 50, then, you want to master that.
Well, I
We
think
have some classes already that we've been providing, and the supplies and stuff that we have is for our sites, but we are being able to rent some of the equipment for off sites.
so. All is saying that they have a 9.5 acre tract. So when you say practice at home, do you mean like they can showcase what they're doing already to you with you guys, and then they'll qualify for that 2 acre? What is that process? I guess.
Well, she has nine acres. She doesn't need 2.
Oh.
She has 9. Yeah, this is for someone who didn't have any at all.
Okay.
Although we can help her, she hasn't started growing anything, give her some tips on what to grow, how to grow, and help her with marketing.
Okay.
But that's something that you guys are doing as well.
Awesome.
And I'll piggyback on that too when marketing, and part of that marketing is the turnkey opportunity that we have through the Regional Food Business Center as well. So that where we actually have buyers ready. So once you grow, we have buyers who are ready. But again, we want you to develop and get the marketing sense because we want you to grow and expand and diverse, knowing that, hey, this opportunity is here to get you off the ground. It's always going to be there, but at some point it goes away, but you still have now, been able to sustain your business and advance into other avenues as well. So it's all interconnected. That's why the toughest part is the land access, as Diana
Well,
is saying.
we don't recommend, if you don't have experience, to do 9 acres at one shot. We recommend that you stay small and master it. That's why we tell everybody, look, just to start out, because you have to figure out which crops you like, which ones you're good at. This, like he's like which may said, I like herbs. So he masters his herbs. For us, we found that carrots and beets, Saul's a master in carrots and beets. So, he plants them and he knows that he don't even struggle with them. He does broccoli, carrots, beets, and that's it. But you don't know that when you start. So if you planted squash and you got powdery mildew and you planted 9 acres of squash and you did all that work and it got powdery mildew and you can't figure out why you're not getting any product, you'll get discouraged. And we don't want you to get discouraged. We want you to think small, grow into it, see how much you can handle before you need to get help.
Mm.
And I
But
wanted to piggyback on that as well. I'm glad Diana said that because Phil and I have actually been talking about this here lately. That it's best for you to not only, it's not to necessarily think small, because I
No.
know some of us are so excited and so ready. No, we're not telling you to think small. You just have to master that space. And I have been growing for well over 15 years in an urban space, and I started in containers, and I started vertically on porches, and then I've been growing and growing that space. But when you get into a larger space, your operations that you normally had, and I was growing about probably 12 different crops on the side of my house and in raised beds and vertical spaces, and I was taking advantage of a 20 by 25 space. But then someone gave me access to 5 acres, and I still have to only focus on the 20 by 25 space because you don't know the state of the soil. If you become an expert in that space, because when you expand the space, you expand the complications that comes with the soil. So you have to become familiar with that soil. And then also the space becomes so big, you didn't increase. Your capacity to be able to maintain 20 by 25 may look like 3 hours a week. But then when the seasons of the extreme heat has changed, the bugs and the disease has changed, your soil will change. And unfortunately, now that I have 5 acres, I can't duplicate Arlena. I can't duplicate me to go to these different spaces. So I've I haven't had the time and overlooked some areas in my 20 by 25, and I got a squash bug infestation where I knew what to do and I knew how to prevent it and treat it, but it was just too big of a space. So it is in your best interest, and also my equipment is going to change. Now we and including Diane and her husband are regenerative ag farmers. They believe in sustainability. They're not using extensive chemicals, pesticides, and fertilizer. If you increase your space, you're going to be tempted to use chemicals because it's going to be an easy fix to correct a big infestation and disease. So it's best to keep small so you can master the practices in a organic, natural way so that when you go ahead and double the space, you will have that technique down and your soil will be trained. And then when you triple the space and quadruple the space, you will be prepared and you won't be tempted to go grab that fertilizer that they are promoting everywhere. You won't be tempted to grab that hybrid GMO seed or plant to be able to be resistant because you'll be prepared. And this will be my last part, and which is very important to me. It takes a whole lot more water in extreme heat if you have not built up your soil. I am developing my soil in that small space that I do not have to water it, but it is triple digits. So don't, it gets very expensive if you expand before you have the systems in place. And that's all I'm gonna say there.
And I ditto that because you're gonna time yourself too into knowing how many feet can you handle in an hour? How much time do you have to dedicate to your garden? And little by little, you're gonna say, well, you know what? I can handle a little more than this. I have time to sit and watch TV. I can handle a little more. And you start growing. And you're right. We don't want to stay small. We want to be able to do our capacity, but we don't want to burn out. And we want to make sure that we make money because when we start getting beyond that, we do spend a lot of money in chemicals and stuff, and then you do spend money on somebody coming to help you, so that can be expensive.
Okay.
I push co-op. Co-op is the way to go. It's the way to expand. You can do the 2 acres on your 9 acres. You could do those 2 acres and share with someone else another portion of your land and get a few of you on that same we call it community farming because you are now providing that increased land access to a friend or to someone else, and you didn't even know, you didn't even know that they needed it, and so do you, and together you can manage that 9 acres or that 5 acres.
All right. All right. Well, I believe Ola might have some follow-up, I'm sure. Ola, meet us in the chat room, okay? Ola, let's get to other people, but meet us in the chat room. We definitely want to address your situation personally, okay? All right. We are moving on to Adam. Adam says, what's the closest site to South Austin?
Probably Waco or Kaufman
Waco or Kaufman?
For now.
for now.
For now.
Yes, for now.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey,
Kimberly.
Manuche, just to add to that, so I know Diana hit on it. I want to hit it a little bit harder. They are openly looking to purchase land. So
Correct.
let's use this network and this platform to get that word out because that can really help a lot of the farmers or potential, farmers who want to expand to do the things they want to do. So if you know anyone out there, anyone on this call, let's put that word out, take that QR code that you see on the screen, and let's get this word out so we can get more farmers with more access to land.
Correct. And I rather buy it from a farmer than buy it from a realtor because the farmer's going to make more money, or at least we're going to save some money, either or. And we are looking to be the closest possible to Houston, San Antonio,
Austin.
and Austin. So for us, we're thinking La Vaca area, anywhere close to an hour or less. If anybody knows of land, 100 acres plus would be great.
All right. That's good. Hope everyone got that. If you know anyone, please scan the QR code, share it in the chat. Let's have that conversation going. Okay, so we have Kimberly Speed. She asked, if we see land in our area, would you like us to send that info to you, or do you have all the land that you need, at least to look at? There's 79 acres on my road. I'm in Atkins, Texas, in Bexar County, right outside San Antonio. So would Atkins, Texas, 79 acres work, Diana?
Tell her to send me that as long as it's underneath $8,000 an acre. Because the more expensive we pay, the less land we can buy.
All right. Kimberly heard that. So hit up your friend in your area and let's see how we can make this work. Fabio asks, can someone start up a beekeeping farm in one of your sites?
I would say so, because there's really no, I mean, you would have to think of the infrastructure you would need, because once it gets to the 2 acres, it's just land. It's not land and support and equipment. Because you have graduated already and made enough money in those other spaces that now you can afford to do a little bit.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you.
I can say that for Dallas County, and this is something that I would love as solutions to um advocate against, but in Dallas County, which is really, really large area, it covers a lot of area, a lot of cities outside of Dallas and surrounding Dallas. The agriculture regulation states that they only allow the ag exemption for 10 acres and above. But if you want to ag exemption for less than 10 acres, it has to be for bee farming. And it has to be a minimum of 4 hives, and they don't give you the ag exemption until after 5 years. So that's a lot of infrastructure and preparation, because we do have had bee farmers in the city, but they have to take into account again that the soil and the land has to be receptive for those bees to stay there. So once you get into your research, you'll learn that, you can't just give them sugar water.
Well,
They want the proper pollens and flowers and the proper soil to support to support them, or they will leave.
that is correct.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. We have another question. This is from Ilya. Can you grow perennials, fruit and nut trees on your small parcel, or is it relegated to only certain plants?
I think you would only be excluded from something that would cause harm to someone else.
Mhm.
An invasive plant that would cause problems to someone else. Because trees can be removed. You want a tree that's going to produce in 2 years, so you're not going to grow something that's going to take 10 years to grow. You want something like a papaya, like guava, like those kind of bananas. Well, I don't think in the north part of Texas you can get bananas, but down here you can. And we have 18 acres in Harlingen that's available if someone wanted to use some too.
Awesome, awesome. Oh, Ola did have a response. She said, or he or she said, I still need farm equipment. I've been doing it for 5 years alone. So I guess he or she's question was regarding they want access to farm equipment.
That is a yes. As soon as we have one tractor that we will have for North Texas and one tractor that we will have for South Texas. Your nearest site for small equipment will be the Waco and the Kaufman. They have small equipment. We are now working on a rental use for because we want to maintain it just for maintenance purposes, not for income purposes.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Ola. And Fabio asked Diana, I know a farmer, not small by the least. I know a farmer that owns about 2,000 acres in the area of Hargill. Would you consider acquiring more land in the valley?
I not purchasing though, because they just want too much money down here for land. It's not going to be cost effective for anyone. But if he wanted to participate, what we did with the churches was the churches donated their land, and then we worked looking for the ways to provide the materials and the workspace.
You donate the use of the
The use of the land, not the land to be donated, but just the use. But I think on the bigger acres that were borrowed from someone else and not belong to Hope, they would have a minimum time to spend on that land. It wouldn't be guaranteed. Like the Hope one is going to be ours, and as long as you take care of it you'll be able to function and use it. You're not going to get kicked out. Versus if you were to use land that belongs to someone else, there's a risk there.
Okay, okay. Awesome. Wow. We went through 10 questions already. Let me look at the chat. Let's see what's going on in the chat right now.
Hey, Uche, while you're looking at that, so Diana, you said something. I saw Arlena's ears kind of perk up a little bit too, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask about while Uche is listening. So let's say you're looking to find more space in the Dallas and Houston area, and we happen to run across churches similar to what you're running across in the valley down south that say, hey, we've got land to donate for the use of it. We're not giving it to you, but we'll donate it. Is that something that we can take and run with?
I think when we apply for the BFR for the following year, that we can add more sites. But for the land access, I only did 6 training sites.
Okay.
And then the other land is going to be the access. So the
Okay.
big parcels are actually the access. And then the training sites in the different places, those are just practicing sites for you to graduate through. I think we should have more in every community. It's just we're going to have to find budgets for the infrastructure for each one of those. Not the equipment, because equipment could be moved. Like we're going to get BCS small tractors, and those can be moved. And then if we had the big tractor in Dallas, we have a flatbed, that can be moved for a one-time preparation kind of thing. What we won't have is drip tape and the plumbing that needs to be put in place, the teacher that needs to be there. Each of our sites has an instructor for 20 hours a week.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's
That's
good.
Well, I think that could be something Ola that was asking about that said they had the 9.5 acres. If they want to tap in to be a training site, that's something that they can have that conversation with you starting now. I know you might probably need funding in the future, but at least, Ola, please get in touch with Hope for ability, get their contact, be in contact with them. Because the more people request this, I'm sure when you go for the grant, like, hey, we have 20 people that can provide this, the government can then provide the opportunity going forward.
Adding to that, 2 of the sites are farmers. So we subsidize 20 hours. They already are farming.
Oh.
So 20 hours, they're going to show someone else how to do it, and they get a little extra income. I see this as continuous. So if you are on this workshop today and you want to learn and become an expert, and you have the 5 acres and the 9 acres, and then up to us as nonprofits to be able to look for that money to subsidize you to be that next trainer. So we train the trainers, you have the land, and we can figure out how to subsidize your income so that you're doing the same thing that we're doing. And you're helping us expand this training.
All I mentioned in the chat, she says, I have questions, concerns, and I'm willing to obtain all things. That's great. I have an animal farm, not a vegetation/vegetable garden, but she's all ears. So maybe there are ways that could occur. Atronetta asked, do you leverage land banks for this initiative?
I don't know what a land bank is.
Bill? Who knows what a land? I don't know I think a land.
Yeah, like farm. I think, and Antoinette, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm thinking she's referring to like farm loans, USDA community organizations that finance land loans as well. So basically, I think it sounds like Antoinette is asking, where's the source of these funds?
The source of our funds is USDA. We're gonna buy outright whatever land that we look at and finalize, and there won't be a loan on the land, and that's why we'll be able to let someone borrow it for the minimum of the minimum. And then they don't have to worry about getting tax exempt or any of that because it'll be under the nonprofit. All they have to worry about is making sure they take care of the land. And then there's a percentage that has to be built in for infrastructure, meaning if you're using the land, the grant will end in 5 years. We'll need to continue to pay taxes if there's any, or water bills if there's any. So everybody will share it. It'll be a communal expense where everybody participates to pay one bill. It might be a few dollars, might be a little bit more. But if we get 100 acres and you have 2 acres per person, that's 50 families. That's not bad. You can get 50 families, one where cooling place for us to store your stuff, the way to move your vegetables for sale, and all that is shared communal amongst everybody.
Great, that's great. Well, we don't have any other questions that I can see right now. But yeah, uh, I guess let me ask you this. You talk, Diana. I know you guys have spoken about training. Is there, and then they can connect with you. Do you have trainings going on right now within your organization, or is there application process for that to get trained?
We'll start our next one in a little while. We did 6 sessions. We just ended them about a week ago, and we did irrigation, composting, planting, soil, that online. We did it online. That way people didn't have to come here. We are it's our first time doing online stuff. So we're starting to record things instead of expecting people to come here and learn. When our sites go up, there'll be other instructors recording their videos as well, so that people can learn from the videos. And then the sites, the workshops, when we do the workshops, they'll be able to come. We're going to have a high tunnel workshop on the 28th. We're going to have a Farm and Freedom Alliance animal workshop on the 7th of September. So there will be, on the sites that we're talking about, the Kaufman and the Waco, there will be workshops in those sites that you'll be able to attend and learn from the instructors that are there.
Thank you.
All right. Uche, looks like Nicholas Tillman kind of chimed in on Antonetta's question and gave us a little bit more clarification. Can you read that for us?
Sure. Nicholas said land banks are not financial institutions. They are public or community-owned entities created for a single purpose: to acquire, manage, maintain, and repurpose vacant, abandoned, and foreclosed properties. The worst: abandoned houses, forgotten buildings, and empty lots. So that's what they're focused on. So I don't know if we have any in Texas, or but yeah, that's where it is.
I'm going to tell you, since we got this grant, we've been approached by many people for land. So we are looking for funding to expand and hire more trainers. There is a possibility that this is a pilot project. This has never been done before. And so I see it as a great cooperative opportunity for all of us. I like nonprofits, working together and pooling our resources, because we can get grants together, and you guys apply for something, and then we apply for something, and we just pool our funding together. So I see this looking for land from cities. I'll give you an example of what I'm thinking about. I'm from Chicago, and New York and Chicago and all of these places, we're talking about the immigrants that were taking over and sleeping in the streets and, just everywhere. And I said, there's land, so much land everywhere. If we contacted these cities and we said, sponsor us with some housing on these empty spaces or on land that is used by someone, and let these folks take their talents and create income for them and for the community. Let's take all our issues and our problems that we have and find solutions through agriculture. I mean, everybody has to eat. Everybody wants local. And so we could do this. My thought also is to go to the churches. All of the refugees that came, they were farmers in their communities, and they're taking jobs they don't really like. So if we create this community and provide this all of the infrastructure that they would have had when they were at home, they can produce and do things they really like to do. Because I've talked to many and they say, we really like to farm. We just don't have land. So this is the opportunity to find those pieces of land, either buy it or get a long-term lease from someone that we spend 10 years and they're not going to kick us out. You know, I see that happening, both for us as nonprofits. If we make this successful, I see it happening.
Sound familiar there, Arlena? We've had those conversations. So definitely, and I know there's a big push in the farm bill. That's why y'all see us put that in the newsletter. I know some of y'all skim right by it, but that's important. A lot of the big work happens, in Washington, D.C., and picking up that phone and calling your local politicians. So we need you.
I'm sorry to say that I never was interested in politics until I started doing this. We really need to make sure that we protect the small farmers, that protect our rights, protect the opportunities, and be in their faces at all times because we are important. I go to all these meetings and I find big farmers, big 1,000-acre farmers. They look at us like we're nobodies. And you have to be there and be persistent and make that phone call to your commissioner and congressman and everybody else. We can make a difference. Food is gold. Food will always be gold. And as long as you know how to grow it, you're not going to starve. And that is important to know.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
On the
I
chat,
speak a lot.
Vote for you.
The chat is popping.
chat is popping right now.
It's got a lot going on.
I'm good.
We have Antoinette, I guess, had a follow-up to the land bank and stated that there could be ways that your nonprofit could access land through the land grant since I believe it must be a government entity. So there could be an opportunity. I don't know if it's going to be the same parcel or how big it will be, but she says there's an opportunity there. Someone said from iPhone, I don't know, they don't have the name. It says, is the application process first come, first serve? And I believe this is pertaining to accessing the land to farm on. Is the application process first come, first serve?
It is 20 by 20, 50 by 50. You graduate into it. So we're not jumping anybody into the two acres until they show us that they know what they're doing.
Okay.
Uche, so could I clarify that? So Diana, so that means if someone applies, what's the likelihood that if they are willing to go through the training that they'll be accepted? Is there like some requirements, prerequisites, a questionnaire, anything like that?
No, it's proof. That's it. You can tell me you know how to do it, but show me.
Okay.
And if you showed me and we have it available, it's yours until we run out.
So Fabio asked a question in the Q&A. Is there a list available for the online workshops? So do you have a list of available, like listed somewhere?
Not yet, because we're still working on it. We only have the 6 that we did. And they still need tweaking. We did Zoom meetings, right? I mean, this is the way you do this. We need to learn how to do it, right? We'll hire you. So we don't have an IT on our staff. We just have a bunch of people who have different skills, and nobody is good on that on the this side. But and Saul and I, we're not. We're gonna share with you everything we learned, but we're not what they call it, we're not college
Savvy.
professors.
Yeah,
Just say
Yeah,
tech
yeah,
savvy.
tech savvy, but you got us, Diana.
Yeah, you got us, Diane.
We talked about this. You're supposed to reach out. Let us
yeah.
know how we can
Well,
fill in that gap for you.
we're definitely gonna reach out to you for this kind of stuff, because we're gonna record it, and we have so many videos. We have how to harvest a chicken, how to harvest a lamb, how to harvest a pig, how to plant, how to use a precision planter. We just need to make it more professional and make our own site. Yes.
No worries. We got you. And the Tillmans, Antoinetta, and Nicholas, I've been trying to catch up with y'all. Sounds like you got some knowledge here I need to know about. So pick up
Yes.
when I call or hit me back so we can talk about this, because that's what it's all about is masterminding. And if y'all, anybody else, if you know something we need to know, reach out. We're ready to hear.
Share,
Yeah.
share.
All I said, you guys are subject matter experts. That's exactly right. You guys are the experts at your field. Oh wow. Okay, chat is booming. Let me see if I hope I didn't miss anything. Antonetta did add some additional information. This is pretty long, Antonetta. I don't know if I can read it all, but she did add some information on how land to access land banks. Antonetta, if you could, I did drop our email in the chat. Please, 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 please send us this information, or scan the QR code and send it directly to Hope for Small Farm Sustainability. I think this would be definitely helpful for them in accessing land. This is great. This is great.
And if you are someone that has experience, that has a farm already, that wants to give some of the classes, we're gonna apply for the beginning farmers and ranchers again. And what we're doing is we're looking for the monies to pay the farmers so that you can share your skills.
Awesome, awesome. All right. Let's see what else is going on. Nicholas said he's a web developer by trade. Come on, Nicholas, we need you. This iPhone says it's awesome. Keisha says great webinar. All right. And please, let me mention Baxter, please email us. We will definitely get directly with you. If you email us, we will contact you back immediately to give you all the information you need. Thank you, sir. Ola says, my son is an expert in goat hoofing in San Antonio, Texas area. Okay, okay. So we do have some
Goat
expert
hoofing.
goat hoofing.
The feet.
I believe so. I believe so.
But
Hey, that's a
that's
unique skill. That's
that's
a
a
unique.
skill.
Yeah, I don't know that many goat hoofers out there, but
Can he
they
do horses? The horses on the farm need some new hoofs.
hey, there you go. Look at business. If he's willing to travel to Dallas, Texas, he got some more
Sure.
business. Uh, but that's amazing. All right, thank you, Baxter. Someone with iPhone says they're scheduling for the Waco area, so we have someone already jumping on your website trying to schedule. All right, all it says he can train, teach, certificate from Langston University. All right, there you
Oh,
go. We got a certified goat hoofer. I did not know there was certification around goat hoofing, but that's amazing. That's amazing. That is
well,
amazing.
we definitely need to do a workshop, because it's Waco and Houston have a lot of people who want to start goat and lamb, and just a workshop. Just if he provides a workshop, we could do that. And Waco has a very nice meeting room. They have a community meeting room downtown that we've borrowed a couple of times. They have an excellent space there that we could do a really nice workshop.
All
It
you
will,
heard.
you'll probably need to do the hands-on at the farm and then the workshop class in the community farm.
Of course, of course. Well, all of you heard that. Please, please, please reach out to Hope for Small Farm Sustainability. They would love to talk to you for sure. All right. Okay, Baxter, thank you for reaching out to us. We will definitely be in touch with you. All right. He said that Ola said he will contact. Does anyone else have a question? We have been going through these questions quite quickly, actually, but that's good. This is a great activity over here. So I guess we already talked about requirements, 20, 50, 2 acres, and just show you. So when you talk about showing you, what does that look like? Do they have because maybe they may be, El Paso is 12 hours from like 10 hours from San Antonio or 8 hours. How best? Do you want like a video call, pictures? What would that look like?
If they do it at home, they're going to videotape themselves doing the process, preparing the land, taping the land, harvesting, and showing that they can do that, because that's the whole process, is that you know how to manage that space. It's not overgrown with weeds or plants that you're not going to harvest. And you know how to manage the space, planting as many plants as you can plant in that space. And then, show that you got bigger, and that's just basically it. You got big enough that you've overgrown your own space and you need more space.
Okay, okay. All right.
And that doesn't have to take as long as I think. Like I say, 20 by 20, you're gonna do a season. 50 by 50, that's 2 seasons, you know. And then if you can't master it, you're gonna have to take a little longer. But if you're an expert and you show us that you know how to do it, you might be one of our trainers.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I know we're on land access, but just for I guess my curiosity, do you guys offer any other programs within your organization?
Yeah, we have probably the only farm in Texas that has everything. We have vegetable production, animal production, um, grafting. Saul does grafting. We're gonna let him talk because I've talked the whole hour and he says nothing. So I'm gonna let him tell you what he knows how to do, because this is his whole entire life has been farming.
Yes,
Thank you for showing.
please.
Yeah,
Come on,
but
Saul.
hey, how you doing, sir? How you doing? I prefer to do the work outside and let her talk. She explained everything better than me. I know how to do some things, but definitely is not talking. I like people, but I don't like to talk a lot. And all these Zoom meetings and stuff is not my thing. But I guess we gotta learn.
But you could tell him what you know how to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, those things we know how to do the grafting trees, how to harvest an animal, chickens, uh, pigs, goats, lamb, cows, whatever. When you have to eat, you have to eat. Yeah. The only thing that we know, like uh kind of professional, is the chicken, how to harvest the chickens. Because that's the only ones that we have an exemption to harvest in the farm. We don't do the pigs or the lamb or cows for sale. But the chickens we do it here in the farm, and we harvest it here. And we kind of consider ourselves professionals and harvesting chickens. Yeah. Grafting and trees and plants and all that. That's what we do pretty much all the time. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, and I got a chance to, as I said earlier, to stop by their place. And Saul is the man. He gets it done. He's a worker. Him and his dog.
Yeah.
They make it happen.
You have you have a guard dog. I'm asking, do you have a guard dog?
Yeah, years ago, I used to have a beautiful German Shepherd that my wife gave me for my birthday. And when I started doing the farming in 2008, one day after my birthday, we went and we adopted the German Shepherd. He was beautiful and he was real good. He used to help me with the goats. He used to help me with the cows. And the night he used to wake me up when there was a skunk with the chickens and things like that. So he was real old. He lived for 15 years. So like 4 years before he died, we find a girlfriend for him because I want a puppy from him. So we bought a German Shepherd, but we buy her in the night. And she was beautiful when we see her. She was a puppy. When she grew up, she was not German Shepherd. She was not German. So I'd say, man, this dog is ugly and all that stuff. So I think she feel that I don't like her, and she started getting attached with me. And now she's my best friend. She follow me everywhere. I go in the tractor, she go with me. I go with the cow, she go with me. If she see me fighting with goats or pigs or something, sheep or whatever that they escape, and I'm trying to put it back, she jump and help me put it in. Yeah, she's awesome. She's the best dog now that I ever had. But she's little and she's not a
But you
German
still
Shepherd.
ugly. But you can do the job.
Yeah. Yeah, so she follow me everywhere. She know how to open the gate. She know how to open doors. She don't care. If she know that I'm here, she come and open the door in the garage and she go through the garage and she come here. But we don't let her come inside here. But she know how to open doors and she's she's beautiful. Yeah, now she's beautiful. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful. That's an amazing dog right there. Oh,
So
okay.
folks, we're really getting to the end, and I saw the little timer on there. So I want you to know that our email is foodconnectors at HOPESFS. Uh, let's get it there because I forget. It's Food Connectors because we feel we're the food connectors here in Texas, and we want to make sure that we connect the North Texas and the South Texas because we're so large that we can create a really good food system for us here, to protect our communities and to protect our farmers. So if you are part of the small farmers and ranchers, you're part of our farm as well. We look for funding and we partner with them. And I'm always watching your videos on Tuesdays. They're great. So we just want you to know that we're all going to root for you and figure out how to get you either started, expanding or growing to one way or another. And land access was always something that people were telling me that was an option. I saw these 1,000 acres in Lubbock and I said, that's really far for us. But I also said, we could build a community. They don't have to be next to us. There just have to be an opportunity for a whole bunch of people to be in one place and have access to equipment and infrastructure and grow the food for their families and extra for others. That's it. Land access for all of us.
All
Awesome.
right. That's
just-
but there you go. Do we have anything else, Uche, or are we wrapping it up?
I'm just putting the email in the chat right now, just to connect food connectors at hope for
Or
s.org.
sfs.org.
All right, I'm putting in the chat for everyone to see. Please copy that, save this email, reach out to Diane and Saul and the entire team, I hope, for small farm sustainability. Phil?
All right. So we're gonna wrap it up, but please reach out if that sounds great. Reach directly out to them. If you still want to kick the tires a little bit and feel more comfortable chatting with us, please hit that admin at tsfrcbo.org. These are our partners. This is our family. We putting it together, y'all. And we've been talking about this for a while. So let's keep talking about stuff too, Diana and Saul, because as we talk, we're talking things into existence. So let's keep this thing ball rolling. Good things coming forward, moving forward. Please keep hitting that newsletter. That's really our central piece of communication, y'all, along with the website. And we'll keep having these type of knowledge forums each and every month, bringing you information like this, need to knows. As we get to it, we post the recording, but please show up live because sometimes we get caught up in other stuff and that recording goes up a little bit later than normal. But truly appreciate each and every one of you for attending tonight. Thank you for your participation. Special thanks, not only to my panel, but especially to you, Diana and Saul. And until next time, be the exception.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.